Hi, this is Dr. Malego, and in this little presentation, I'm going to be showing you the note names on the bass clef staff. So here we have the bass clef. And what we're going to do is first give ourselves a staff so that we have something to put these notes on. The musical staff has 5 lines on it. And for those 5 lines to really have meaning, you have to put a clef on there. So the bass clef is going to look like this. And the bass clef can also be called the F clef. And so it's important to understand why, and that's because these little dots here help us to see where F occurs on the staff. And that's F right there. And those little dots, one on top and one on the bottom, identify F. And if we know where F is, that's going to be helpful to us in determining all the other notes. So if you've learned the bass clef before, you may have heard a saying of good boys do fine, there's our F, always. And that tells us, it's a little saying that can help us to remember the notes. G, B, D, F, and A. As far as the notes on the space, a lot of times people use all cars eat gas, or sometimes people say all cows eat grass. So it just depends on if you're looking for a rural explanation or an urban explanation, I suppose. So those are the notes of A, C, E, and G. Something else that's interesting is that the notes do alternate. We're still using the musical alphabet of A through G, and in music the notes continue. It starts with A, goes to G. You do not go on to H. There's no H. You just start right back over again with A to G forever and ever. So if you're looking at the alphabet, we'll start here. We have G. Then where do we go after G? In the musical alphabet, we go to A, and then the next line is going to be B, space is C, line is D, space is E, line is F, space is G, line is A. And that gives us the notes that fall directly on the staff. I'll have a new slide here, and I'll show you that you can also have notes that appear above and below the staff. And I'm assuming you're familiar with the treble clef, hopefully by now, if you watch these in order. So there's our bass clef. And if we want to have notes above the staff, like let's put a note right there, we have to figure out, so we have good, boys, do, fine, always. So we know this is A right there. And then the musical alphabet goes from A to G and continues on. So after A in the alphabet we have B, and then after B we have C. So if we had a note that was right here on this line, that note would be C. Let's put another note in here. Let's put the note right there. So if we're going to figure out that note, we're going to say we have A, B, C, D, E, and F. So then we know that this note here, that is an F. Just like with the treble clef, we can also have notes that fall below the bass clef staff. And so let's try a note right down here. If we remember our saying, this was a G down here because good boys do fine always. So what note comes before G in the alphabet? Before G we have F. Before F we have E. Before E we have D. So that note there is D. And just like with the treble clef, the bass clef, the notes can go on infinitely higher and infinitely lower. Now, as the notes go higher on the bass clef staff, eventually, usually, you just start writing them on the treble clef staff. And as the notes go lower on the bass clef staff, you know, they kind of just get lower. But let's practice a few of those. Again, we'll have a staff here. They should have a button you can push that just automatically puts a staff on the page, but this is not a music program I'm using. So let's give ourselves the clef, and then let's put some notes on it. So let's start with one right here. Now remember, you can take a look and figure out where F is. Remember, because F is going to be that line right between those two dots. Or maybe you remember that good boys do fine always, so maybe that's how you're figuring things out. But that note there is a C. Now let's try another one. Let's try one right above the staff, just sitting right there. That's going to be B. Let's try another one. Let's go just right directly below the staff. That will be F. And let's do one a little bit higher. Let's try one right up there. Let me make it red like the other ones. We'll erase that. That's going to be F. Also way up there, F. Let's try one below the staff a little bit further. Oh, I want to make it red. And that is going to be, we have G, F, E, D, C, B. So I hope this has been helpful to you, and you'll have a little assessment here to do if you're taking this for my class. But good luck to you. I hope you enjoyed and learned from this presentation.